It is July 22nd, 2016. This is the Watchman News, and I'm Mike Callahan. This link was passed to me in chat from Trapwolf, and I thought I would do a report on it. Apparently, Fox News reporting Russian warplanes reportedly bombed a U.S. base in Syria. Russian warplanes reportedly bombed a secret military base in Syria used by elite American and British forces last month. So this happened last month. The Wall Street Journal reported Thursday that the Russian strike on the CIA-linked site was part of a campaign by Russia to pressure the White House to agree to closer cooperation with the Syrian in the Syrian skies, U.S. military and intelligence officials said. Despite the fact that some forces could have been killed and the bombing dampened relations between Russia and the Pentagon and CIA, the White House and State Department still pursued a compromise. The U.S. and Russia agreed to a pact last week to target airstrikes against the al-Qaeda affiliate in the region, Nusra Front. Despite objections from the Pentagon and CIA, Russia agreed to stop airstrikes on U.S.-backed rebels and restrain the Syrian air campaign. The two sides are still talking about designations where Russia would need U.S. approval to conduct an airstrike. Here's a little chart on civilian deaths in Syria since 2015. According to Wall Street Journal, deal backers in the White House and State Department believe U.S. airstrikes on the Nusra Front, and I think it's Nusra, al-Nusra Front, in areas that were previously occupied by Russian forces would provide protection for allies in Syria. However, officials in the Pentagon and CIA contend that Washington bowed to Moscow in the deal and believe that the U.S. needs to confront Russia. The Russian strike on the base occurred on June 16. The U.S. and British forces helped maintain what is described as a buffer zone in Jordan. Forces go into Syria to help protect Jordan from Islamic State, U.S. officials told the Journal. Forces didn't spend the night due to security reasons. Nearly a day before the strike, 20 of 24 British special forces pulled out of the base. The U.S. tracked a Russian plane heading toward the base. The warplane dropped a cluster bomb, according to U.S. and rebel officials. After the first strike, U.S. Central Command Air Operations Center in Qatar called Russia's air campaign headquarters in Latakia, Syria, to tell them that the base shouldn't be attacked. However, Russian forces struck again. Nearly 90 minutes after the call was made, Russian pilots didn't respond to U.S. calls using frequencies the two sides had previously agreed to use in case of an emergency. At least 4 rebels were killed in the strikes. Russian officials initially told the Pentagon that the military thought it was an Islamic State facility, but U.S. officials rejected the notion because of what they described as a unique way the base was fortified, the Journal reported. Russians then said the Jordanians had given them the go-ahead to strike the base, but the U.S. double-checked and said no such authorization was given later. Russia told the U.S. that their headquarters wasn't in position to call off the strike because the U.S. didn't provide them with the proper coordinates of the base. U.S. officials told the Pentagon had never asked the Russians to steer clear of that area because it wasn't close to the front lines, and Russian aircraft didn't operate in that part of Syria anyway. The strike has increased the distrust between U.S. and American forces in Syria. According to the Wall Street Journal, the U.S. didn't want to give Russia any more information than they had to. Since the strike, the U.S. has told Russia to steer clear of the Jordanian border. So I would have a lot of questions with that. The super secrecy. What is it that they're doing in and out of there that they don't want Russia to know, considering that Russia has probably done more to fight ISIS than anyone at this point. So, wow, interesting news.